Hi, I'm Ben from Hair Plus Academy. Thank you for taking an interest in our hair extensions courses. I myself have been working with hair extensions now for well over 20 years and absolutely love being able to offer the services to clients. There's a couple of main reasons. First of all, there's the creativity. Obviously, there's so much that I can do with scissors, with styling and with colour, but with hair extensions, I unlock this whole world of creativity. I can offer volume to clients that have quite fine hair. I can offer colour without chemicals, so no bleach, no peroxide, but still offer colour effects. And I can offer lengthenings, whether it's a forehead lengthening to completely transform the client or partial lengthenings to restyle the client's hair in ways that you can't do with just cutting. So creativity is a great aspect of it. The other aspect is the profitability. Hair extensions should be one of the most profitable services that you offer in salons. So if you're doing extensions instead of cutting or styling or colouring, you'll be making far more money, which is great for prospective employers if you're coming out of college, and great for you as a stylist as well. Now, we offer two different courses to learn with hair extensions. One of them is the rings and tape, and one of them is the pre-bonded. Rings and tape's very popular at the moment. It's using either micro rings or tape extensions to create that colour or volume or length. It's a very quick service to learn, and it's a very quick service to offer in salon as well. The hair's completely reusable, which is great as well, so your ongoing costs for your client are lower. You just need new tape or new rings to reuse that hair. The other service that we offer is the pre-bonded. It's not as popular at the moment as the rings and tape, but it's still a massive go-to for me. I love the pre-bonded because you can offer a slightly more bespoke service. You can cut finer bonds using pre-bonded, which means you can get into finer areas of the hair, which is great for certain clients that wouldn't be suitable for your rings or your tape extensions. So have a think about that as well. You can obviously choose one, or you can choose both courses with us. So to get on the course, there's a kit that you can buy, and the training will come with that. The kits come with everything that you need to be able to offer the extension. So let's just talk you through what you get in your kits now. So first of all, your kit comes in this lovely little Hair Plus tote bag, and we'll have everything that you need to complete the course and also go on to offer the extensions as well. So let's have a look through the bag and see what we get in our kits. So one of the most important things that we're going to get is an extensions brush. It's very important that you use the correct tools while you're offering the extensions in salon. So the brush is one of the things that you're going to get in your kit. The other thing that you're going to get is the hair that you need to train with. So this will come with the correct hair that you need for the course, either eye-tip hair and tape for the rings and tape course, or pre-bonded or nail tip hair for your pre-bonded course. You'll also get the connectors that you need for the training, so you'll get your ring connector with the rings and tape course, or you'll get your pre-bonded connector with your pre-bonded course. So all the correct tools are included. With the ring and tape course, you also get a threader, which will show you how to use properly with the rings to thread the rings onto the hair. You'll get your book, which you can obviously follow the course with and then take home with you, make notes on, and obviously refer back to if you need to after training. You'll get sectioning clips. So one of the most important things that I teach on my extensions course is that we don't use combs at all. No pigtail combs, we're using sectioning clips instead. We'll explain more about that on the course, but obviously if you think using combs near hair extensions, you're very likely to snag or pull the extensions. It's much safer to use your sectioning clips instead. So they will come in the kit for you as well. You'll also get rings if you're doing the ring and tape course. So you get a couple of different rings to practice with, either these longer ones or these shorter ones. You'll learn both on the course, and then obviously what you go on to use afterwards will depend who you're using as a supplier or what your personal preference is. You'll also get dissolvents, so for the tape you'll get a dissolvent, for the pre-bonded you'll get a dissolvent and a remover as well. And you'll also get reapplication tapes and things to reapply. So reapplication tapes and rebonds if you're doing the pre-bonded hair. You can reuse pre-bonded hair as well, so you'll be taught how to do that. And last but not least, you'll also be given protectors. These are hugely important offering a hair extension service because they protect the client's scalp, especially if you're using a heated method like pre-bonded, but they also help you distance the extensions properly from the scalp so you're not putting them in too tight. So that is what is in your kit. You obviously get to keep your tote bag afterwards, don't all rush at once, and you'll learn how to properly do your consultations, planning, client preparation, and then how to put the extensions in, cut and style them, and all the maintenance involved as well, removal, reapplication. So you'll have a fully all-encompassing idea of how to approach the hair extensions market and how to offer the service. Okay, so to expand on what we were talking about earlier, I'm going to show you some of the application methods that you'll be learning on the courses. So I'm going to start with the rings and tape first. Rings and tape, you'll be learning what's known as I-tip hair. You can also use the methods that you'll be learning to use nano rings and other similar items as well. What you'll be learning on the course is how to use your clips to section the hair. My glamorous model here. And we're going to learn how to section the hair. I'm not going to show you in detail, as this is obviously just showing you what you'll learn on the course, but on the course itself you'll learn in detail how to section properly to obviously best look after your client, so that you're not causing tension, you're not causing any problems. We're using our protector that I mentioned earlier to measure the distance and to keep our sections tidy, and we're then going to learn how to apply the rings. We'll be using the threader to keep get the hair through the ring, and we'll be using our applicator to hold the ring in place and then squeeze that ring when we're putting the extension in. So it's a very simple method, very quick to do, and we're just going to put the hair into the ring there, and that is in. So very quick system to learn to do, to use on your clients, and create colour effects, highlights. You can increase the volume of your client's hair very easily, and you can use this for lengthening as well. But nice, quick, clean method that will last your client about 2 months usually, so about 8 weeks. And you can completely reuse the hair from this as well, so they're very easy to take out and very easy to reapply. You literally just use new rings to reapply the hair that you've just taken out. So as you can see, I'm just very quickly sectioning the hair, getting it ready, pulling it through the ring using my puller, and then putting it in place and squeezing the ring in place. As I said, we'll go much more into detail about how you're sectioning, how you're distancing from the scalp to look after the client, and also how to do the application properly. The second thing that you'll be learning is the tape. So tape extensions obviously come as like a mini weft with the tape already on top. Depending on the supplier that you use, the tape should be hypoallergenic, so it's very good for clients. It's not going to cause any allergic reactions, but always double check with your supplier. And we're going to learn how to put these in. The biggest thing with tape is speed. So tape is a lot quicker than any other system that we learn on the courses. So you can create that length, volume or colour in a very short space of time. Once you get used to using it, there's no service that should take you longer than an hour. So what we'll be learning again is how to section the hair properly in preparation, how to take your section that you're applying the hair to. Again, as mentioned earlier, we don't use combs at all in this training because combs generally aren't great for hair extensions. If they snag, they're going to pull the hair extensions out. So we're not using combs at any part, and again, we're going to use proper technique to not cause any tension on the hair. We're just going to easily put that in and then marry it up with the other tape extension. We do talk on the course about other methods of putting tape in as well, and why this is the best one for your client's hair, because you want there to be some movement. You don't want it to be too tight at all. You want it to be nice and comfortable for your client. But see how quickly that goes in. Nice, comfortable for the client, and you can thicken up areas, or create colour effects, or lengthen the hair very, very quickly. The last one that we're going to talk about is the pre-bonded. So ring and tape is by far the most popular method of extensions at the moment because it's quick, there's no heat involved, and the hair is completely reusable, so the ongoing costs for the clients are very good. Pre-bonded is still one of my favourites to use though, and we'll talk about why. It is a little slower, it does use heat to melt the bond onto the hair, but you can offer a bit more of a refined service with it, meaning that you can work a bit closer to your client's hairlines and finer areas of hair. So again, you're going to learn the proper sectioning to take to be able to apply the extension without creating tension or problems for the client. Definitely using the protector with this, not just to distance now and not just to keep our section tidy, but also to protect the client's scalp from the heat from the connector. This is the connector that we'd be working with, which is heated up to about 160 to 180 degrees. So not as hot as most straighteners are, and what you have to remember is this isn't going to touch the client's hair at all. All you're touching with this is the bond. So the bonds that we're using often get called U-tips or pre-bonded because they're a nice little U shape. You're going to get taught on the course how to trim these properly to the correct size for what you're doing, and I'll just show you the application now. So this is still very much my go-to for extensions. They last a little bit longer than both the tape and the rings. You're looking at about 3 to 4 months wear out of these. If they do slip out, you can reapply them, and I'm going to show you the rebonds in a minute. And you can also refine them down. So if you're working in fine areas, you can cut these bonds in half to create a smaller bond, which is going to be much better for using in finer areas nearer the hairline or scalp. We'll also talk about polishing the bond to keep it invisible and to make sure it's staying in the hair nicely. So again, not much longer than the ring extensions take us. It's just that little bit of extra time for melting in the first place. As I mentioned earlier, we'll also learn how to do finer extensions with what we call micro pre-bonded extensions. Taking the extension you already have, cutting it down the middle of the bond and creating 2 much finer extensions. It's great for using highlighted effects with extensions. It's great for being able to offer that volumizing service to clients with much finer hair. And again, we'll learn how to section properly to use those, how to distance from the hair using your protector, and of course how to put them in and roll the hair properly. You'll notice I'm not using any silicone pads. Although it does heat up to a temperature, the time between taking your connector away and rolling it isn't too much that you can't touch it with your bare hands. So again, we're just going to learn how to melt that bond properly, usually a little quicker with our micro extensions. Tap and roll into place. Again, the way you learn how to roll is very important to make sure you get the most out of your hair extensions, and polishing the extensions is very important. So you'll see when you do this, you get a much finer bond at the top, and compared to something like tape or rings, it integrates into the hair a lot better because that bond is blending into the hair a lot easier. The other thing that's great with pre-bonded extensions is if you're working on shorter hair, you can make the most out of the length of hair that you've got. So if you've got a bit of extra length, you can do what we call rebonding the hair, where you get individual bonds, you put them into your heated connector. Again, try not to touch the connector with your own skin because it can burn you. And what we can do there is section the hair exactly like we do for our normal extensions. And if you're working with hair that's shorter than this, obviously you might end up with excess hair that you don't, that's just going to get wasted when you cut it. You want to make the most of the hair that you're using, so what you can do is literally cut that extra length of hair that's going to get cut off anyway. That gets us into the realm of loose hair, so you can't put this down once you've cut it, but what you can do is hold this under your neck section and actually use that rebond to bond it into place. And again, rolling and sealing like we did before, but just making sure that we're not wasting that hair. We're making a bit more of the money that your client's spending on the hair and not wasting too much at all, so you can make a lot more out of the service that you're offering. All that will be taught on the course. You'll obviously also be taught everything about the service as well, so not just the application. You'll also learn the consultation, colour matching, client preparation, obviously the application as well, but then also cutting and styling the hair extensions so they look nice and natural. And then you're going to learn how to price, promote, and all the maintenance with the extensions as well, so how to take them out and refit. Here are some shots of work that students of Hair Plus Academy have done just after finishing the course with us. So that's everything you're going to cover on the day. Really looking forward to seeing you on the course, and we'll see you there.